Hey, Jason Rice here with another lot party quick tip. I'm gonna try to pull up my live over here, keep it silent. So if anybody wants to jump in and comment on Facebook, I know it's going live there. I think YouTube also. So let me make this bigger over here on Facebook. So I haven't done a video in a bit, but last week we had our 20 group, great turnout, great group we got going so far. Pretty much full with that group, but we can add another couple dealers. If you're interested, go to lotpop20.com. Also with this real quick, doing the Lotpop University, I have already 7-8 attendees. That's usually the cap, but I'm thinking about hosting it at a conference center that if we want to bring in, 10, 12 dealers, we can. So if you're interested in that, Lotpop University, or just check out our website. But enough of that to the side. Hey, what I want to do is, I was trying to think of what to go over, and I know a lot of dealerships are struggling right now. It seems like, well, not struggling. It seems like slowing down just a little bit, I should say. Obviously, buying cars, things like that is tricky. And one of the things, and the reason why I brought up the 20 group was, one of the things we are talking about in there is digital retailing, and how some of the stores had to transition to that and probably will continue to go down that path and allow customers to do everything online. And again, I think that's kind of what our Carvana and everything's kind of brought to the table. Sorry. And so it's kind of forced dealers' hands into starting to go down that path of what Carvanas and stuff are doing, which every dealer's thought about it and tried it or played around in it, but never really committed to it. And so I think it kind of kicked dealers in the butt, forcing their hands to make it happen. But what I want to talk about with the Kevin Hart part is I listened to his book. I think the book is called I Can't Make This Up. It's a funny book. Yeah, it's I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons from Kevin Hart. And I love him as a comedian. It's a very funny book. Don't listen to it in the car with the kids, but it's very telling. And he goes in detail about drinking problems he has. He's gone into details about drinking and driving and being pulled over and causing accidents and things like that. And the reason why I bring him up, it was just last night I was watching Shark Tank, a rerun of it, fast forwarding it, and I seen a commercial. I seen him in a commercial. I backed it up, and he was in a credit card commercial. It made me think, it's how on his book and the stories that he shared, a lot of times being open about those type of things can destroy somebody's career. A lot of times you try to hide that stuff, like a lot of politicians hide and burying some stories, and then when they come to light, you call them out as a liar and untrustworthy. But what Kevin Hart did was be very transparent in his book, and I think that opens people up to allow him to be a spokesperson for a major credit card. He's open and honest about what he did and the struggles he went through, both in marriage and again, the drinking and driving and so forth in his career. So my point with this is, as dealers start going down this path of, do we do full digital retailing? Do we allow customers to buy for online? Well, it all comes back to transparency. How transparent is your dealership in your process and your pricing and your just get them in the door, or can you do everything through phone, email communications and contracts online and appraisals online? And again, we're talking about this at the 20 group, and a lot of dealerships have taken huge steps that way. But a lot of the dealers that have taken steps that way are very transparent. They're all over Facebook. They share the things that they're doing at their store, the good, the bad, the ugly. And so I think, again, a lesson that can be learned from both COVID and Kevin Hart. One, COVID's going to force your hand to be able to do non-touch buying, to be able to do as much as you can online, to be tablet, to be more transparent though too, like Kevin Hart, and start opening up your processes and not be so tight in it, because again, that just starts doubt. Again, think of politicians who try to hide and bury things or hold things close and not let things out because they're afraid it might lose them some votes. I think it ends up costing them more votes because they're not open and honest about it. And as soon as somebody finds out about the things that they're hiding, you lose trust and you start losing even more votes. So going back to, hey, just get them in the door, just run your phone script and get an appointment versus trying to do business the way the customers want to do. Be very transparent in your business. Again, Kevin Hart doesn't have a lesson for the car business to learn other than the fact that he's very transparent in his life and in his books and on his shows that he has on Facebook. It's a funny show there. And that allows him to be able to be a spokesperson for a major credit card because people trust him. They know what they're getting, right? So as we're transparent as a dealership, they know what they're getting. They're going to trust you more to be able to do the Carvana type business, be able to do the non-touch. And I think, again, that's kind of where society's transitioning to. Even if this fades away and we kind of get back to some kind of normalcy, it's always going to be in the back of people's heads, especially the younger generations that are used to buying stuff online as it is, and then have the convenience. Because I just leased a Honda, and it should be an easy switch from one Honda lease to the next Honda lease. We spent 3 hours plus at the dealership. Now, of course, we're feeling out what cars we needed to, but paperwork wise and everything, we left it for another day, and we should have been able to just come in and sign the paperwork and leave. And we're there for over an hour and a half. I think we said we'd be there 5:30. It was 7 o'clock. We didn't eat dinner. We're starving. We're getting aggravated, frustrated. It was just a 3-year, 12,000 mile a year lease. So, they should have offered the stuff to me beforehand if they wanted to try to sell me the tire protection stuff and everything that they're already trying to sell me. So should have done that prior. So when they come in, I could have just signed, swapped the plates and drove off, but it became a frustration. Again, I just felt very uncomfortable with that. And I'm in the car business. My daughter, aggravated, my wife, kids were getting hungry. It's just so frustrating. But we could have done a lot of that. I could have done pretty much all that from the office. If they just said, hey, Jason, here's over the phone or an email or something. Here's your options. Would you like to add this for $5 more? You can cover windshield cracks and replace your windshields, this and that. And they just dragged me through the mud there for an hour and a half, and it was just frustrating. So be transparent. Learn from Kevin Hart, because when you trust transparent, people are going to trust you to be able to do business with you. And again, that COVID thing gets you into that, maybe that digital retailing, and do the way customers want to do business. Hope this was helpful. Again, giving out free wristbands, our first 30s here. I got a bunch of them in this box here. Love the shipping out. Just go to our website. There's a hashtag first 30. Give me dealership's name, how many you want. I'll ship them to you for free. It's a good way to help everybody focus on gross and volume. You get 60 to 70% of your sales in the first 30 days. And if you get your team with these wristbands, reminds everybody what they're there for, what the purpose is. Order some of those. Again, Lotpop University, we're going to do November 9th, 2 days training, used car management training on metrics to measure to keep your inventory moving profitably and get the volume. These are metrics that stores are. One of the good stores we have, both as client and 20 group, 270 cars carrying 190. We got another dealership selling, I think, 190 carrying 150 with $1,800 front end gross. So these are good metrics. If you're interested in sending your team, let me know. It could be clients or non-clients. Just go to our website for Lotpop University. That's going to be November 9th. And then again, if you're interested in joining the 20 group, let me know. We got a few spots.